Fabula Ultima Atlas, High Fantasy, is an official Fabula Ultima supplement by Emanuele Galetto once again, published by Need Games. It's essentially a 200-page long guide to both the GM and players on how to create and interact with a high fantasy setting. The image that conjures in your mind when you hear the word high fantasy is probably of a world of adventure, dragons, and other fantastical creatures, heroes pure of heart in bedazzled clothes and shining armors, and a looming threat or disaster waiting for the heroes to vanquish. And also the occasionally extremely well animated CGI effects that annihilate both enemies and budget. And this supplement is here to reinforce and refine the high fantasy setting set up by your group, with defining themes and pillars to hold it up. Of course, these are still just the author's personal vision and not the absolute truth, so take and pick what you want. It even pointed out some possible problems one might get when directly putting in famous high fantasy settings straight into a tabletop game, like the fact that most high fantasy references you get usually has the plot centered around a protagonist or two, and not a whole group of people, or that sometimes villains are a bit too one-dimensional to be interesting. The supplement also includes some examples and details of the world for you to slot in your setting, like high fantasy locations, their histories and interests, and story hooks to take places in them, how to set up interesting conflicts in both battles and backgrounds, how magic and technology works in your setting, and some examples of rare high fantasy items and artifacts for your players to discover or create. And of course, there are some new advanced optional rules to further enhance your heroes and make them stand out even more, like custom weapons that can potentially transform into a gun. I'm desperately trying to not reference Ruby here. High fantasy quirks to transform your characters dramatically, zero powers to unleash that are literally charged up at the pace of the plot, also come with a random name generator if you can't think of a cool name. New heroic skills to become more ridiculously powerful, and of course, new classes, like Chanter, who can support their allies or shake their foes by singing a customized verses that affect everyone who can hear it, Commander, who can use their commanding presence to literally change the rule of the battlefield, Dancer, who can switch up their dances as the situation sees fit to deal with whatever in front of them, and Symbolist, who can draw symbols of powerful effects to enhance themselves, aid their allies, or utterly destroy their opponents. Every single class here are extremely versatile in what they can do, except for the Commander. The book itself even said that it's a very challenging class to play, but use it well, and you can make your team be more devastating than anything else. And of course, this book also comes with a guide on antagonists along with some excellent examples. That's all I'm going to cover, the rest is up to you to discover. And that's basically it on Fabula Ultima Atlas, High Fantasy, an excellent guide on how to create a high fantasy setting and make it alive with your players. You can get it now on Drive-Thru RPG. Anyway, that's all for now and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell button. If you really want to support my channel, you could visit my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.